Why there's no excuse for ignoring blue flags. Blue flags. Probably the second most talked about topic in Formula 1 after track limits. Trust me, nothing is being talked about more than those dreaded white lines. If you're like me, I kind of assumed the whole blue flag system was just dealt by marshals at posts around the circuit, and that was it. They judged the distance between a slower car about to be lapped and the faster car, and boom, out comes the blue flag. But no, it's actually a lot more detailed than that. Let's start with the basics. A blue flag is used to let a driver know that the car behind is almost a lap ahead of them, and essentially to raise awareness that they need to get out the way. This applies to all cars no matter what their current situation is. If they're 4 wide going down a straight battling for 14th place but the leader is coming up behind them, they're expected to pause that fight and allow the faster car to pass safely through. They don't have to slow down and get out of the way immediately though. The lapped car is allowed to see 3 blue flags around the circuit before being at risk of being penalised. They're running their own race too, you know. Now the big point of contention has been the distance that blue flags are shown to the slower cars. As I mentioned at the start, you'd be forgiven for thinking it's just Jim on his marshal post judging whether a slower car needs to be shown a blue flag. The ruling is actually a lot more technical than that. F1 in fact uses an automated system to make sure each and every blue flag shown is consistent. When the gap between the soon-to-be lapped car and the leader becomes 3 seconds, the slower car's team will be warned that the leader is approaching. That's just a warning though, not a blue flag, and the team should use this to notify their driver they soon gotta get the hell out of the way. When the gap becomes within 1.2 seconds, that's when automated blue flag panels, actual blue flags, a blue cockpit light and a message on the timing monitor are all shown to either the slower driver or their team. Once that is shown, the ruling is that they should move aside at the first available opportunity. But that doesn't usually happen, does it? So that beautiful piece of team radio we heard between the FIA and Mercedes at the Spanish Grand Prix was nothing more than Toto complaining about the rules he would have been absolutely aware of. You can't simply blame poor old Jim on the marshal post in 2021 Formula 1, he had nothing to do with it. It's also funny to hear Lewis shouting blue flags too because it's automated. Was he shouting at the system? It's like Lewis shouting DRS but being 1.1 seconds behind the car in front. Pretty pointless. The lead cars generally have it pretty good at the moment too. Up to 2017, the gap used to be only 1 second before the lapped cars were shown blue flags, but the FIA decided to alter it slightly to help the leaders. The reasoning behind it not being any larger than 1.2 seconds is simply because it would be unfair on the slower cars. If they're given a maximum of 3 blue flags to get out of the way, and they're being shown it from 2 seconds in front, they'd have to lift off massively and it would impact their race quite severely. Can we spare a moment for IndyCar drivers who literally don't have blue flags and have to overtake every single slower car like it's for position? Personally, I wouldn't mind it if they scrap blue flags entirely in Formula 1. There you have it, all you need to know about blue flags in Formula 1. Are you personally a fan of them or would you like them scrapped like I would? Let us know in the comment section below.